In its 16-year history, US Bank Stadium has been home to some of the most unbelievable events in Monster Jam. In last round, 12 superstars fought through issues both mechanical and electrical, and an unforgiving track that laid waste to the sport's best. Though outside the snow fell on the streets of Minneapolis, inside the professor turned up the heat on his way to Victory Road.
Oh my gosh, this is huge!
This is Stadium Championship Series Red. This is round 11. This is Monster Jam.
Yes!
There's some huge air. He can save it right there. He can save it.
Holy cow! Awesome move. Look at that.
And he's got it.
Cowabunga! Big air out of the box.
Beautiful.
Yeah!
The road to World Finals begins now.
Welcome to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota for round 11 of the 2022 Monster Jam season. On another blistering cold day in the Twin Cities, 25,000 fans are on hand to watch the superstars of Stadium Championship Series Red. Hello everyone, I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens. Last round here we witnessed one of the craziest racing competitions of recent years, and when it was all over the track here at US Bank, proved to be a wasteland for trucks.
I was so excited in the last round of racing, Scott. It was definitely the independent show. They were out there showing out, laying down some bad, fast times, and I think they can do it here again.
And through all the craziness, Tom Meents has now tied Adam Anderson for the series points lead. Colt, what a round it was for the 12-time World Finals champion.
Oh, this series is definitely shaping up. It is super exciting. It is anybody's race now, Adam or Tom, and then we got Todd right there nipping at their heels.
Right now, let's bring in Leslie Mears with this UNOH pit report. Leslie.
You've got to have a game plan coming into the season if you're going to sustain in those points, and that's exactly what Tom Meents has. And earlier today, I caught up with him about his plan for this afternoon's event.
Look at the air from Max Dees.
So coming into day two, Tom, you told me it's always a little bit easier on day two of an event. What does that even mean? Are any of these events even easy?
They're not, but typically the Monster Jam truck, you got to ease it through the first event, so to speak. You always got to run hard. But, when day two comes, I feel like the crew has a whole week to get it ready. You can go harder than ever. Honestly, you really don't drive any harder, but you have less worries, which means you have more fun, which means you do a better job.
And you took the overall, yet you only ended up fourth in freestyle. And so are we going to see you push it maybe a little harder today? I mean, you did have that breakage that stopped you short, but can that happen?
That's what it was. The breakage, I just needed that last little bit, that last 15 seconds to put a Max D stamp on it. I wasn't able to get that, unfortunately. But, we had a great run. We're in a pretty good spot for today. Hopefully everything will work out great.
And we can expect a similar game plan from the other competitors as well, knowing that they've also got that extra time, guys.
Yeah, Leslie, and Tom mentioned that it was easier on the second day, but the drivers are only going to be able to do what the truck allows them to do. So, I mentioned with Colt here earlier in the broadcast that it was a wasteland yesterday, a lot of truck damage. So what does it look like this afternoon now that everybody's had the night to work on their trucks?
It was a little hectic back there this morning, I'm not going to lie. People still making final preparations. And, we saw that yesterday. Jamie Garner, who had an awesome outing in racing, he comes out there and he can't diagnose the problem with his truck and doesn't make it back for freestyle. So if you go really hard in racing and you have some kind of spectacular rollover and then can't diagnose the problem to get your truck back to the track, then it's really going to be a hindrance to your points.
All right, thank you, Leslie. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the driver liner for Stadium Championship Series Red. And we've all been talking about the big three, Colt, Adam Anderson, Tom Meents, Todd the Duke, but it has been basically the rise of the independents here. So who do you like today?
Yeah, I'm going to follow along those lines. I'm going to say John Gordon. He absolutely threw it down in freestyle the last event. John Gordon was one to watch, and he's very exciting out there in that Bad Company truck.
Let's take a look at the event breakdown for round 11. 3 competitions, racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and freestyle. Our drivers are awarded points based on their finish. 12 points goes to the winner of each competition. competition. And of course, the driver with the most points at the end of the event is crowned the overall event champion. Right now it's time for track talk, and Colton Leslie had a chance to walk the track earlier today, so take a look.
One thing that's noticeable right away is this track is narrow and it's compact.
Yeah, we've seen it before in the other rounds. The drivers have to come down to this gray side of the track, but it's even narrower here. We got to go between the jammer and the step up. It's almost the same width of the truck. You got to think the drivers are going to be going like 40 miles an hour when they jump pod to pod, and they got to make a quick decision on which way they want to go. If they want to hit the jammer, try and thread the needle through here, which is super tight, or potentially hit the step up.
And then we're coming out onto the racetrack, and it really tripped up everybody one day ago. Spectacular, but tripped them up.
Yeah, we're definitely dealing with like a gravel-like substance here. He's got a little bit of rock and some clay, so it's gonna be a little bit holy when they come around these tracks. That's gonna push up and create ruts or holes, and the drivers are gonna have to navigate that and get through it very quickly. We saw it make a lot of trucks hike up early coming out of the turn. So track's gonna change a lot between the first rounds and the final rounds. The drivers are gonna have to overcome that if they wanna come away with a win.
And do their homework if they want to be successful.
Now let's check out the racing bracket. Round 1 matchups: Jester versus Bad Company, Black Pearl versus El Toro Loco, Lucas Stabilizer against Saigon Shaker, Blue Thunder up against Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior, and first round buys going to Overboard, Gravedigger, Max D, and Kraken. So when I look at this bracket code, I really like the Todd LeDuc against Bryce Kenny matchup in round 1, but I'm also looking ahead to round 2, Adam Anderson potentially going up against his former crew chief Cole Venard.
Yeah, I'm watching that bracket as well. What's crazy to me is Cole Venard actually won racing, but he didn't get a bye. That just shows you how important that first round of racing is, so you can get a good time in order to get a bye the next round.
It's time for our first matchup of the night in Monster Jam Racing. Let's head down to the track. It is Matt Pagliarulo in Jester versus John Gordon in Bad Company. And we are off and running here in round 11 in Minneapolis. To the chalk they go, and now to the turn.
Jester's deep.
John Gordon with the advantage at the halfway point.
John takes a crazy bounce, but uses it to his advantage and goes right into the corner. Barely makes it across the race lane.
John Gordon, great run here in round 1. Bad Company advances. Next up, it is Cole Venard, Black Pearl. He has the red lane up against Mark List. El Toro Loco, he is in the gray lane.
Oh, El Toro Loco is down again.
More issues from Mark List. At what point do you just get out of the truck and throw your hands up in the air and say, somebody do something about this?
This is such a bad situation. They cannot find it. They've been changing so many parts on the truck, but they just haven't found the issue.
Next up here in round 1, it is going to be Lucas Stabilizer, Cynthia Gauthier. She will go up against Ryan Disharoon, Saigon Shaker.
Cynthia just barely clearing that race lane.
Ryan Disharoon off to a great start around the turns to the halfway mark. Saigon Shaker staying low.
He had an absolutely perfectly smooth corner right there.
And to the finish we go. Cynthia putting it on, but Ryan Disharoon
Ryan was flying on that one.
gets the jump. Flying Ryan. We're going to take a look at the Super Glue to the action replay and make sure those front 2 BKTs stayed on the ramp.
That first corner by Ryan was nice and smooth, flawless. Then he goes across the race lane, lands great. Goes to that last corner, nice and smooth, easy sailing to the finish line.
Our final round 1 matchup, 2-time world final champion Todd LeDuc, Blue Thunder against Grey Clips Mohawk Warriors, Bryce Kenny. These two have met 16 times in their careers. And we are off and running. Our final matchup in round 1. The winner advances to take on Kraken.
Bryce hikes up.
In the turn, Todd LeDuc staying low here in the red lane. He's got the advantage. Final turn for Blue Thunder. Up on 2 wheels, Todd LeDuc.
Wow.
18.218. That is now the fastest time of the round. Let's take a look at the bracket. Moving into round 2, it's going to be Overboard against Bad Company, Gravedigger, Black Pearl, Max D, Saigon Shaker, Kraken, and Blue Thunder. Round 1 is over, and on to round 2 we go. Gravedigger and Max D are tied atop the series point standings, and they both hit the track when Monster Jam returns. Welcome back to the land of 10,000 lakes for round 2 of racing. Up first is going to be Bad Company against Overboard.
Oh, Jamie hikes up.
At the halfway point, John Gordon with the lead. He went off on the jammer, though.
John Gordon is all over the place off that race lane. He's having to play catch up now, but he's got it.
And John Gordon again getting a great win, so Bad Company advancing to the semifinals. Take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay.
Jamie hikes up going into this gray corner over here. Is definitely wreaking havoc on the drivers. We were standing down in that corner earlier when we did track talk, and I kind of mentioned that these ruts were going to form, and it's definitely doing that over there in that gray corner.
Cole Vennard doesn't get lane choice here. That belongs to Adam Anderson, even though Cole is undefeated on this track, and Adam lost in round 1 yesterday. That's incredible. Adam lost in round 1, gets lane choice here.
Yeah, he chooses to put Cole in the same lane he did his first round of racing in.
Around to the second turn. It is very close. Adam Anderson looks like he has a slight edge.
Oh, bad bounce by Cole.
And Adam Anderson going to make him pay here. Final turn, Gravedigger coming through. And Gravedigger gets the win. So it's going to be bad company against Gravedigger in the semis. Take a look at the Super Glue glued to the Action replay.
Watch as Cole comes to this gray corner again. Truck hikes up. He has to check up a little bit. Makes him have a bad bounce coming off that gray race lane. Costs him the race against Adam.
Next up here in round 2, it's going to be Tom Meents and Max D against Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker.
Saigon kind of gets a little bit of a rolling start there, almost a false start. Tom again not using any rear steer, hikes up.
Clips that back tire. Yep, clipped the back tire on the turn pod, goes wide. So Ryan Disharoon has an opportunity, but Tom taking this turn well.
Oh!
And on the push, Tom Meents going to get the win. Hats off to Ryan Disharoon for a great run, but Tom Meents making it happen and advancing to the next round. Take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay.
That's one of those races where slow is fast, and Tom proved it right there. It looked like he was just driving Miss Daisy around this track, but it would prove to be the faster route and got the win.
Next up here in round 2, Nick Pagliarulo in Crack, and he goes up against Todd LeDuc in Blue Thunder. And here we go, Todd LeDuc, Nick Pagliarulo.
Great landing by Todd. The truck absolutely soaked that landing up.
Todd LeDuc with the advantage, but he goes wide off the race lane.
Oh, but Kraken comes in too tight. This is a close one.
Final push, Kraken all over the place. I don't think he got across.
I don't know, man. That might be a 5-second penalty.
We're going to take a look here at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay.
As we watch here, it looks like he catches the ramp. They're giving it to Kraken. He got enough tire on that ramp.
Let's take a look at the semifinal bracket. It'll be Bad Company against Gravedigger and Max D against Kraken. Our first semifinal matchup, it is going to be John Gordon in Bad Company against Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. We are off and running here in the semifinal round. John up on 2 wheels with a bicycle.
See, exactly what I was talking about. Adam wants to be able to come into this corner and let it all hang out. Doesn't matter if he hikes up, because he's just going to get across the finish line easy.
And that will cost John Gordon the win. So Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, after round 1 exit in round 10 here in Minnie, going to make it all the way to the final round. And we are about to find out who his opponent is, but first take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay.
You can see John coming into this corner, hikes up, starts 2-wheel skills early here, drives it on the sidewalls. Great save, but an easy peasy win for Adam.
Next up here in the semifinals, Tom Meents, Max D against Nick Pagliarulo in Crack, and Nick has never beaten Tom in his stadium racing career. Tom Meents hitting the chalk, getting to the turn first. Nick Pagliarulo's got to catch up.
Nick letting it hang out through that corner, hiking up. Oh, he's got a bad bounce, but so does Tom.
Yeah, but Tom's got a little less room to cover.
Nick is all over the place.
Tom Meents going to get the win. Take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay.
You can see Nick just kind of bouncing after that red lane hit. The truck gets a little squirrely, can't gather it up, and he's just battling all the way across the finish line.
Let's take a look at our final racing bracket. It is going to be Adam Anderson in Gravedigger up against Tom Meents in Max D. First 12 points of the day are up for grabs. Come right back with us. The racing final is next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to US Bank Stadium for round 11. We have reached the Monster Jam Racing Finals. Adam Anderson gets lane choice here. He is going to stay in the gray lane. Tom Meents moves to the red lane. A lot on the line here, Cole. Not only will the winner get 12 points and take the lead in the event championship, but the winner takes over the season points series standings by 1 point at least through this competition.
Yeah, it's definitely staying tight, Scott. It's exciting. But Tom has got to find quite a bit of time if he wants to beat Adam, or he has to hope Adam makes a mistake.
Very tight now through the chalk into the first turn. Tom Meents goes out wide, gets the backside of the truck back in.
He's pulling that inside tire up around the corner.
Adam Anderson went a little right on the lane, but he's got the lead. Final turn. Tom on two wheels, clips the pod, and Adam Anderson.
Uh-oh, we got issues out of Gravedigger. Lots of smoke coming out of that truck. Either a cap came off of something, but you can see something is getting hot. I think he blew the motor.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
think the motor is blown in Gravedigger. This is not good. Adam might be done for the night. This is huge for points.
Adam Anderson getting his 4th racing win of the season. Let's go downstairs. Leslie with the driver of Gravedigger.
Adam, this isn't usually the face we see when you win the racing competition like that.
You know, not at all. I'm really bummed out right now, and there's even the debacle, you know. We got the track crew, they're trying to shove the truck over here. Jeff Sand, my crew chief, he's over here yelling. He wants it in the back. He wants to try and get this motor swap. We are in the final round, Tom Meents, and I kind of knew it was coming. I could feel it. I don't know why. A lot of times the trucks are running really good, they're really fast, and they let go. I was watching that oil pressure fluctuate a little bit here and there throughout the night. Thought maybe the motor was hot. It was going, man, and we lost the motor. We got the win. It's hard to be happy because now I know that the rest of the guys are back there cheering, and because I'm not getting any more points the rest of the night.
Guys, they will do their best to try to make it happen, but sometimes it's just not possible to get that motor swapped out.
Let's take a look at the first overall event leaderboard of the afternoon. Adam has 12 points, Tom Meents with 11, Nick Pagliarulo with 10, John Gordon with 9, Jamie Gardner with 8. That is our first BKT overall event leaderboard of the day. Next up at US Bank Stadium was the Great Clip Skills Challenge. In this competition, the drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or choose to perform a donut. They were judged by fans and attendants on creativity, skill, and execution. With 12 points on the line, let's take a look back at our top 3 drivers. Coming in third, Todd the Duke, Blue Thunder.
Pops it up on the 2 front tires. Riding a nose wheelie. Under control, pops it in reverse.
In second, Tom Meents in Max D.
Gets it up on the 2 front BKTs. Rides it out. Maximum moonwalk. Tom's forte. Great control.
And finally, let's take a look at the winning run by Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
Pops in reverse. Now he's going for a moonwalk. Oh, trying to work back over to the pod. Oh, yeah, all the way to the top.
So Bryce Kenny getting 12 points with the win as we take a look at our second BKT overall event leaderboard now after 2 competitions. Tom Meents with 22, Nick Pagliarulo 19, Bryce Kenny 16, John Gordon 15, and Todd the Duke 15. 2 competitions are complete, 1 competition remains. But first, we take a big look around the league with our St. Jude halftime report, and that is next on Monster Jam. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. It has been a cold and snowy weekend here in Minneapolis as we welcome you back to US Bank Stadium and welcome you to the St. Jude Halftime Report. I'm Scott Jordan, he's Colt Stevens, and the big news here today, Colt, is Adam Anderson out for the day after a blown motor with his racing win. That opens up the door for Tom Meents to increase his lead and for Todd the Duke to get back some points as well.
We've said it before and we'll say it again. You never know what's going to happen. Again here, Adam riding the lightning every single round of racing cost him a motor, and that's going to take him out of the points chase here. Opens the door wide open for Tom Meents.
Some other drivers with a shot at the championship are Nick Pagliarulo, John Gordon, and Bryce Kenny, who got a big win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and he is on the track with Leslie Mears in this UNOH Halftime Pit Report.
A little bit of momentum here for you, Bryce, coming from the 2-wheel skills challenge. And so how does that kind of play in this quest for overall?
Well, I think that our team has had to kind of react a little bit this season. It's almost like become more of a overcoming adversity type of year for us, and that's not how we came into the season thinking that would go. But that's our story, and that's okay. So it's really just building on that momentum. It's building on the confidence. You know, it's filling the clock in freestyle, but still finding those wow moments as well. And so we're ready. The truck's been perfect all year long. Josh Woodard has been just a phenomenal technician on this Great Clips Mohawk Warrior team, and I could be happy with him. Now it's time for me to do my job in freestyle.
The little changes can make the biggest difference.
Bryce makes a change here, hoping for a little bit better outcome, and then maybe it works for him.
Let's take a look at some Monster Jam events around the league. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the home this weekend for Arena Championship Series Central. And John Zimmer Jr. won the event championship Saturday afternoon. And Colt, on this series, 6 different drivers could realistically come out of it with the series championship. It has been my favorite series to watch.
Oh, definitely a lot of stuff going on that tour.
In the West, in Denver, Colorado, Brandon Vincent Gravedigger winning his 5th consecutive event championship. I know it's tough to win 1 in Monster Jam. How rare is it to win 5 in a row?
Man, that's super hard, especially with that lineup. Tristan England's been throwing it down. I watched some video of him doing a backflip, landing on top of the pod, and then going into a wheelie. That just tells me how good Brandon Vincent's run must be to come away with a win.
In Glendale, Arizona, Stadium Championship Series Yellow, Charlie Pauken wins racing and freestyle, but the story yet again the same. Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, another event championship, continuing to seem unbeatable.
I was just wondering who is going to start catching Ryan Anderson. He's got that tour on lockdown right now. Hopefully he can keep that truck together, running as hard as he is, in order to keep that championship series in his hands.
Well, here in Minneapolis, Stadium Championship Series Red, Tom Mentz, your current overall event leader after winning last round, but Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken is right there on his tail, so a lot still on the line here at US Bank Stadium. One of the most unique superstars in Monster Jam is Gravedigger's Adam Anderson. Of course, he had a tough break today, but he's one of the most outspoken and honest drivers in the sport, and when you get a microphone in front of him, you never know what he's going to say.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting talking to Adam Anderson. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth, so I think it's going to be probably pretty funny.
We had a chance to really get up close and personal with the 5-time World Finals champion, so enjoy this edition of Mic'd Up with Adam Anderson.
What's up, buddy? Am I gonna be driving? I'm gonna be hanging on for dear life in there. Gravedigger's gonna be driving me. I love your shirt. It's pretty bad to the bone. That is Gravedigger number 2 on there, man. That's Gravedigger number 35. Are you excited? You ready to have some fun? The mini flip is now 2 feet taller than it was, which to scale means the truck will go about 10 feet higher, but that's gonna be tight work, man. It's gonna be good. How about my face?
How about that? Did you like it?
I laughed so hard.
I tell everybody it's because I love you.
Yeah.
But I want you to know I'm coming for you.
Cole, don't do horrible again.
Our second competition. You always had good luck at Tampa?
Really good luck at Tampa.
Why?
This is my house.
This is not your house.
Yeah.
Not yet. Just so you know, dude, we're coming.
Good luck, buddy. I think it'll be a good night. I'm gonna drive smart, but we're gonna have to rock the house tonight, dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna burn it down.
We're gonna have to, man.
Absolutely, I ain't gonna hold it back.
He is getting the crowd on their feet, 44,000 strong for Adam Anderson. Raining a little bit right now, getting the track just a little bit wet, and that's beating ground for Adam Anderson. Adam, boy! Nice go, buddy, nice go! And he ends the night as the overall event champion.
I was sketched out. The locker unlocked. I was reckless. And you're just telling me, good job. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, Jeff, that was a terrible job. All the way up to the top. I hear you. Hey, y'all go home.
We are not done yet, not even close, as we get ready for Mayhem in Mini. Freestyle is next. Welcome back to round 11 of Monster Jam in Minneapolis as we start the second half of today's event, and we're going to start with the wow moments. Let's go down to the track. Kicking off freestyle, Jamie Garner and Overboard, one driver, Colt, that loves to go big right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah. Already getting started Jamie way.
Did not get to run last round in freestyle, so a bit of redemption here this afternoon in Minneapolis.
You know, Jamie's the only one that doesn't have any time on this track as well, though. Not being able to run in the last event is definitely kind of hindering him. Everybody else has got a feel for it. So Jamie's got to pick up a lot and do it quickly.
I mean, at this point, why not just yank that door off? There we go. Now we're talking.
Hey, he's got nothing to worry about now. Time to send it, buddy.
Overboard Motorsports got off to a great start last round in racing. It was Jamie Garner and Covenard in the finals, and then the wheels fell off the wagon the rest of the evening. And so now Jamie Garner trying to get some points here in freestyle.
This is what I call tiptoeing, Scott. So when drivers out there and you kind of hear them in and out of the throttle like that, kind of in a slow rhythm, I call that tiptoeing a little bit. I like it whenever the driver's really staying on that throttle like he did coming out of that corner. That's a lot better, a little bit more exciting whenever they do that.
Jamie Garner whipping it around, thought he was maybe going to turn into the A-Pack, picks a jammer instead. Slap wheelie combo.
Nice slap wheelie there.
Goes deep across the container, backflip ramp, now moving on back over to this side of the track, over up to the pod.
Oh, getting a little wild there, going sideways, sidewall. Again, oh, 8-pack
Now he is
backflip.
going to turn in for the 8-pack, Cole. So Jamie Garner going to attempt this. First one out of the gate. Size it.
So close to a forward momentum backflip right there.
Whoa.
That was huge. For an 8-pack, that was ginormously tall.
Let's take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
Look at it right here coming around. This is such a tall backflip for an 8-pack. I mean, that's almost as high as a normal backflip. You know, a lot of drivers like to go to that 8-pack because it keeps you a little bit lower to the ground, but this one just definitely sent Jamie to the moon.
8.465 is the score. Next up, Cole Vennard to Black Pearl.
All right, Cole.
A lot of nostalgia here for Cole as well. This is the birthplace of the walk the plank backflip.
It was. Checks up, but bounces right in to the pod, using it to his advantage, kind of doing a little move there, technical move. Big air off the jammer right there. See the front end hit hard, riding a wheelie across the pod. Sounds like he's shifted down to first.
You know, Cole, as an independent, flies under the radar a little bit more than I think he should. He is a fantastic driver, currently sitting 4th in the points series. It's just an amazing, amazing career he has had, not only as a crew chief, but as a driver as well, working with Jamie Garner.
Oh, going for a backflip early, only 58 seconds.
Sets it up now, heads in right in the middle of the backflip ramp, gets a push. Oh, he's going to flip it again. Oh, he saves it.
Flip.
He goes back to back for Cole Vennard. What a move.
That was cool, Scott.
His tire looks a little flat in the front right, a lot flat.
Yeah, it's gone. Got to keep that tire on the inside now, Scott. But it can lead to some really cool stuff.
Oh, bicycle!
Save.
And a save! Another save for Cole.
Cole is doing it all right now.
That truck leaning so far to the right. And what a run by Cole Vennard. The back-to-back flip and the bicycle save.
Cole is pumped. Look at him.
Here's the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Nice hit right there. Lands hard, riding a wheelie across the pod. Right here, back-to-back flip. Under rotates, but uses that to his advantage. Goes into a back-to-back flip. Flips twice.
And here we go, Cynthia Gauthier out of Mirabel, Quebec, Canada. 3 appearances at US Bank Stadium.
Nice execution right there.
Those are the things she put into that winning run in Tampa, so we'll see if she can keep it up. The 2019 World Finals high jump champion gets some big air.
Put some technical moves. The door is open on that Peterbilt. She's getting up on 2 wheels.
Saves it.
Ooh. The truck looks like it's landing really good, soaking everything up.
Keeps going to that side of the track, getting the air off the jump. This time she went to the outside.
She's thinking about a backflip already. Nope. She turns around. Time to go pod to pod. That a girl.
No, look at the whip.
Nice. Okay, now you're going to gather it up.
She's got to save it. She does.
She does a great job right there, being patient, not overdriving.
That is the most we have seen that Lucas stabilizer body shredded on the track all year.
Uh-oh, she's got a little bit of lean. She might have a broke sway bar or something going on. It was kind of a hard hit. I'm looking at the sway bar adjuster, seeing if there's anything. No, everything looks good. That's good news for her.
There it is. Good job. Good job.
More wheelie combos on the backside. Gets the front two BKT tires down. And now she's out deep.
Slap wheelie. Nice work, Cynthia.
Heck of a run from Cynthia Gauthier. Here's the super glue to the action replay.
That should score really good. That was a well-executed run all the way around. Look at her go right here, coming across. Perfect backflip right here. Slams that front end of that truck into the middle pod. Catches a sweet little wheelie.
9.466, and the Boo Birds are out in Minneapolis. Next up here at Freestyle, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior coming off a win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. He would love to double down here and get Freestyle win and contend for the overall event championship. What do you think, Colt?
Like to see somebody come out and do something different from the beginning. Race lane, working his way around the outside. Going to the ski jump. I'll be honest with you, we've seen these moves these first 3 hits seem to be very consistent.
For everybody, yep. Everybody just watching and repeating. Bryce Kenny been in the sports since 2016, made his debut on the Triple Threat Series in Monster Mod, moved into Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Has done a lot here in the sport, not just on the track, but off the track as well. The 2021 Outreach Award winner for his work with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Looking for his first freestyle win of the season. Now coming in over to the pod. There's some big air. He can clear it, and he does. Lands off a little funky. He's able to get it back down on all 4 BKT tires. Again, comes off hard on the left side. Is able to save it.
Man, that truck is just rebounding hard to the left for some reason.
And he's going for a backflip. The truck leaning in a little crooked. And here goes Bryce Kenny now up onto the container.
Nice backflip right there. Perfectly executed, nice and low.
Go get Nancy, go, 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 go.
Over the pod.
Uh-oh, gonna be short.
Clips the back 2 tires. He's got to save this to win.
Oh, yeah, wheelie time.
And he does. Look at the save for Bryce Kenny.
Going into a donut.
That's the best freestyle run I have seen of the year for Bryce.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it, buddy.
Take us through the super glue to the action replay.
All right, sets up for the backflip here. Perfect execution, almost over rotates, lands hard on that right rear, but truck handles it with no problem. Comes across the center. This is my favorite part. Comes up short. Has to drive out of it, but then relaxes, goes into a wheelie, rides it off of that tabletop. Really cool move there.
In what's been a crazy track here in Minneapolis, not everybody could get a great freestyle score. Let's take a look at some of our lower performing trucks. Adam Anderson at Gravedigger blew a motor in racing. He would not even make it out on the track. Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken had some spacing issues. And then Jester had a big roll over. Saigon Shaker fell short on the pod and rolled the truck. And then John Gordon Bad Company rolled on the 8-pack. Let's take a look at our current freestyle leaderboard. Cole Vennard has the lead. Cynthia Gauthier in second. Bryce Kenny third. Jamie Gardner fourth. And John Gordon in fifth. With only a few trucks remaining, who will walk out of Minneapolis as the event champion? Find out next when freestyle continues on Monster Jam. Welcome back to Minneapolis. Let's take one more look at the BKT overall event leaderboard coming into freestyle. Tom Mentz with 22, Nick Pagliarulo 19, Bryce Kenny 16, John Gordon 15, Todd the Duke 15, and here is Todd the Duke in Blue Thunder. And as Todd the Duke hits the track, let's go downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Guys, Todd LeDuc told me that he has no choice but to drive as hard as he can here in freestyle, especially with the points where they are. He missed a lot of points in racing, and he said, hey, that's my fault. But with Adam Anderson out, he's got to do his best to make up as many points as he can here in freestyle.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right, here we go. Cowabunga! There's some big air.
Keep her going, keep her going. 90, 90, 90.
Going across center ski jump.
The two-time World Finals champion, one overall event championship on the season, one freestyle win, goes back to the well again.
Gonna have to thread the needle here, Scott. Oh. Gets her slowed down. Where's he going now?
Man on a mission now coming across that side of the track. He is heading in to the backflip ramp. This is an early one. Nope, he is faking us out.
He just drove from one end to the other.
Oh, LeDuc leap onto the pod.
Uh-oh.
Clips the back tire on the jammer, ends up getting it back and saves it in front of the containers. And now back around comes Blue Thunder.
All right, backside race lane, come on. Nice hit there. Now I wouldn't be surprised if he throws a backflip in. Still doesn't.
Not yet.
He's going for some more big air.
Again.
There it is. Get some.
With the jump, more LeDuc leaps, just about cleared it. He's going for something on this jammer.
He's going to keep hitting it. He's like, I keep hitting it harder and harder and harder.
Now he's got to do a backflip.
20 seconds. 17.
Todd LeDuc going to send it, and he's got it up, and he hits it.
9 seconds, go! Go!
All right, go, Todd, go. 5, 4. There's some big air again.
Biggest air of the night here for Todd LeDuc in freestyle.
Woohoo!
Solid run, but did it come too late in the order? Let's go to the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
That was a really good run. Big air right here across the center. Huge. Right into the jammer. Checks up just right.
Here goes Max D off the red race ramp and gets some huge air. Weird bounce, but does get the back two BKTs on the track.
Again, you see the same style working their way around the outside first. And then coming towards the inside, hopefully here. No, he's going to stay outside. He's going to go for the step up. Checks up quite a bit, downside. Backside race lane.
Oh, stoppy.
Throwing some skills in on freestyle. Love it. Pops in reverse, rides it out. Great control.
Extends a moonwalk. Now back down again. He will continue the run. 71 seconds to go. Lines up now coming across the jammer. There's some big air for Tom Mance.
Threads a needle right in between jammer and step up.
That's what you were waiting to see. Somebody thread that needle.
Yep, absolutely. Awesome driving right there. Knowing exactly where to put that truck. We're going for a backflip already. No, he's going to spin it around.
Doesn't like the angle. Turns it up now over the cars. Back to the pod we go.
Oh, it's going to be short. Oh, it barely gets over that thing.
Just missed clipping the back two BKTs on the lip of that pod.
The backside race lane? No, he's going to drive down to the backflip.
Tom Mance now going to attempt the backflip. Gets Max D. Nice push on the back two tires and then add a chance for a moonwalk.
Sounds like the truck has shut off though, Scott.
That move ended his run last round.
All right, we need to throw down Max D style now. 12 seconds.
Gonna run out of room, and he does get it just before the container. 6 seconds left.
Truck shuts off on him again.
And we will let the clock expire. I believe he's out of the truck, so a great run. That could be enough to win the championship. Here is the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
All right, backflips. Truck shuts off. And he goes across the center with some huge air.
Mark Liss makes it out on the track. So a shot at some redemption here for the Crazy Bull. Mark's got to do something special here in freestyle to salvage this weekend.
You know, Mark has not been happy. Ooh, he's probably out there driving angry, but he's got to be careful. Hiking up like that can definitely cost him early. He's already lost too many points so far this year.
Could Bryce be the event champion? Could this be the day?
Oh, yeah. Come on, Mark. Nice across center. Oh, yeah. He's going over.
Oh, what a collision.
He's getting crazy in the Crazy Bull. Oh, slow roll.
Let's go to the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Right here, spins around. Lots of speed, lots of momentum. Flying across the pad. Unfortunately, catches a crazy bounce right into the tabletop, right on his roof. Thought he was going to save it, missed. This shift goes right over on the roof.
Right after that hit, that was pretty gnarly.
Now let's take a look at our freestyle top 5. Cole Vennard going to win this. Cynthia Gauthier, she finishes in second. Coming in third place, Todd LeDuc, Blue Thunder. And then in fourth, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And rounding out the top 5, Tom Mintz and Max D. What a run for Cole Vennard. Black Pearl, a couple of saves and a backflip. Let's go downstairs with Leslie Mears and our freestyle winner.
You had some adversity in your run. You finished with a bang, and then you have to sit back and wait. What was it like watching everybody come on the track and try to replicate that run that you had?
You know, everyone was great today, and like Todd LeDuc came out, he had huge air, but it was so big, and the truck was working so good that it was almost like a normal run, really. And mine wasn't quite as big as theirs, but I was out of control to an extent that it was exciting to the crowd. And Minneapolis has always been great to us. It's a lucky spot for the Black Pearl. It's the closest show that I have to home, so I try to show off for all my hometown people, and maybe I got a little bit of that help on the side too to give us a better score.
Guys, I don't think he needed help from the hometown with that run at all.
Thank you, Leslie. So Cole Vennard getting 12 points with a freestyle win as we take a look at our final BKT overall event leaderboard. And Tom Mintz getting it done again, his second consecutive win in Minneapolis. Cole Vennard finishes in second. Todd LeDuc with 25 points. Bryce Kenny with 25 as well. Freestyle determines that order. And then Cynthia Gauthier with 22 points. She rounds out the top 5. So Tom Mintz going to win his second consecutive event championship here in Minneapolis, and he is on the track with Leslie Mears. Leslie.
Tom, you turned it up just like you said it would. And what was spectacular to me, the freestyle sealed the deal, and you just looked so silky smooth out there.
It was fun. You know, that's number one. What a great event. So awesome to be back here in Minneapolis after a 27-month hiatus. The fans were super excited. All the runs were great. You know, I just love coming here to Minneapolis. I love driving Max D for these amazing fans, and I love getting big air. We accomplished all that this weekend in 2 big wins. What a great way to pad our points lead.
Thank you, Leslie. So going back to Cole's freestyle win, now Cole, 8 different events here on the Red Series, 8 different freestyle winners. That kind of parity doesn't happen too often in Monster Jam.
You never know what's going to happen. Minnie has definitely been crazy.
Tom Mintz gets another win. He now has sole possession of the series points lead. Todd LeDuc jumping up to second. And Cole now Adam Anderson in third, where he hasn't been all year.
There's still a lot of series left.
That is it for us in Minneapolis. Stadium Championship Series Red heads to Arlington, but next round we head to a warmer climate as we rejoin Stadium Championship Series Yellow at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam.